There are some doctrines in Scripture which are difficult to understand, and there are other doctrines in Scripture which are easier to understand, but difficult to follow. And I think this question falls into that category. May women be pastors? The Bible is clear that women may not be the elders or leaders or preachers within the church, but it's difficult to follow this, especially in our feminized culture today. So when counseling people how to answer this particular question, I encourage them to think of 1, 2, 3. That is 1 Timothy chapter 2 and chapter 3. When we go to 1 Timothy, remember, according to chapter 3 and verse 15, the purpose of the book is to teach people how the church ought to run, how to pray, how to preach, how to sing. And in this particular matter, going to verse 11, Paul says that a woman may learn. This is the positive side. This ought not to be viewed negatively. This is a reward. Women are not to be ostracized. Come and learn. I've been in some Muslim settings and debates where there was a curtain between the men and the women, and the women could not learn and participate in the same way as the men. Not so, according to New Testament Christianity. Women learn. That's the positive side. The negative side says that though she can learn quietly and submissively, she may not teach or exercise authority over men. Now, this doesn't mean she can never teach, as she may teach other women, according to Titus 2. She may teach other children, according to the example of Timothy and his grandmother and mother. She may be in informal settings of Bible studies and participate, as we see with Priscilla and Aquila with Apollos, and she may evangelize out in the streets as the woman at the well did. But she may not authoritatively preach or exercise that kind of authority over men. And this is grounded not in a particular culture, but in the creation order. So when you look at the following verses in 13 and 14, Paul doesn't look at a particular time and say it's only valid for that time or that culture. He grounds it in the creation order that men were and husbands are and pastors are to be the leaders in the church and in the home, and that has always been the case even before sin entered into the world. That also brings us to 1 Timothy 3, where it gives the qualifications of a pastor, and one of them is that he must be the husband of one wife. Impossible for a woman to be the husband of one wife. Women have many gifts. They may teach and show hospitality like Lydia, and like Chloe pass on important information and serve in the church like Mary and Martha. But when it comes to leading and preaching in the church, that has been given to men and men alone according to God's perfect plan.